0-1, and we're 1-0. So I guess there's some positive things here, and actually a lot of them. I am reminded by my good friend Doug Herner, who always says if the ball doesn't go in the hole, nothing looks good. I mean, the ball didn't go in the hole, and we had 23 assists, and we shot 49%. So there were some positives. One of our biggest fears was the way Jaden had been shooting and playing, and Jaden looked like every bit the senior he should be, and he was. He took the ball to the basket. He got 9 rebounds, 23 points. He had 5 assists. He had 1 turnover, 26 or 7 minutes. So his running on the break is what we were complaining about, and he vowed he was going to do a better job, and he did do a better job. So I was really happy for him. Some of our new guys, Frankie struggled a little bit, even missed some free throws, which he's dynamite at, but got 9 points. I thought our threes that we had, we took 18. I thought 15 of them were great shots. And Book and Fielder and even Jaden was 1 for 4 from the 3. Trey Holloman's been shooting the ball really well. No, he never got into the game because he was in foul trouble. I thought, the guy that's been playing the best was Jackson, and he just struggled tonight. He just couldn't keep his hands on the ball, and I don't know why. He hasn't done that all summer. And maybe the couple of stars, Cohen, and I thought Jace Richardson for a freshman, not only played well, but he played with a purpose. He has a great basketball IQ. So when we were struggling there, we put him and Jeremy in together. I thought that really helped us. I thought that's what Aikens played well, and Cohen, some at the 3, some at the 4, did some nice things. So we rebounded okay. Turnovers, we had 13, but we had 11 going in the last couple of minutes, playing a lot of people. We're going to have to get used to each other a little bit. They made some shots, too. Give them credit. We did a really good job on Collins, who's one of their best players. He was 0 for 10, 0 for 7. We didn't really guard Bashir. It seemed like every time they got a loose ball, they picked it up and they hit 2 shots at the buzzer. And that hurt us a little bit. But all in all, considering the way we shot it, I felt pretty good about a lot of things.
Tom, you talked about, obviously, Jaden, the shooting struggles he had. How big was that? At the start, you get the dunk off the break, but for him to score 23 just as kind of a confidence boost moving forward.
Yeah, and I mean, it doesn't surprise me. He's a very good player. It's surprised me what's happened, end of the summer and the fall. I mean, I think him and I met this week, and I think he's just putting too much pressure on himself. And nobody works harder at it, so I know he spends an exorbitant amount of time on his game. He's just kind of slowed down a little bit. We did want to get him going with the opening play. I think that did help. And he was good defensively, and he was good running the lanes. I mean, he did a lot of really good things that maybe you wouldn't see. 23 points is great, but 5 assists, 1 turnover. Defensively, he was very, very good. So that was encouraging.
Coach, last game, there was a lot of talk of grit and maybe the lack of in that game, in the exhibition game. So how would you grade it tonight? What did you see that may be better? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was better. I thought we came up with loose balls, and Saudi must have sat on the bench 9 times. I thought there were some fouls, too. I'm going to get on the officials a little bit to start the season just to get in good form. But I thought there was some, but I never seen Jackson lose the ball like he did. I mean, they only had him down for 2 turnovers, but 3 turnovers. And Xavier had 2, and that's a lot of turnovers for our bigs, But then again, we went to our bigs more. As I say, we got 13. Coop had 4, and Cohen had 9. So, you know, we got 20-some points out of those guys, and that was encouraging. I mean, listen, we're not a soft team. I think we're softer mentally, because I think a lot of guys are right now, and we're just going to keep grinding on that. But I thought it was better. I didn't like the loose balls. You know, every coach wanted. That was my last key of the game in my pregame. Get all loose balls, and we didn't, although they knocked some loose too. So.
Wondering about the rebounding, and particularly on the offensive glass for Monmouth. They were getting some things in there early. I guess kind of how do you shut the water off on them a little bit, and where do you want this team to be in terms of getting those boards and getting to that next level?
We got to rebound better. I mean, it was okay. I mean, Frankie gets 3, Book only gets 2 rebounds, not good enough, but Zapula gets 8. I mean, Jaden gets 9, Jackson gets 8. I mean, that's pretty good. Cohen gets 5. You know, 48 rebounds, a lot of rebounds, but they missed a lot of shots too, you know. But they got 61 shots up. We got 61, which I'd like to get a few more without a few turnovers. But at the same time, we got 27 free throws, you know. I mean, Jaden Akins had 7 free throws tonight. I think he had 23 or something like that the whole year. You know, so that's marked improvement, and that's going to really help us.
Coach, I wanted to ask about the pace of the offense. It feels like in last couple of years, when things go sideways, everything shuts down. The offense doesn't get going, get into its rotations. But even today, and even against Ferris State, it felt like even shots weren't falling, but everybody was still getting into it, trying to get multiple shots off and create things as quickly as possible. Can you just kind of talk about that?
Yeah, we didn't have any shot clock violations, I don't think, or anything close to it. I mean, I do think we ran a lot better. I did think we're executing some on the offensive end. That's where Jeremy has done a nice job of getting us into things, and he'll get nothing but better. Remember, now that's his first real game in damn near a year, and to do what he did, I think, is a step in the right direction. He was very good defensively till the very end. You know, he's going to get nothing but better. And so, and Trey has been playing really well. He just played 11 minutes, you know. So, yeah, I think if we get the shots we got, we're going to make those shots. I really do.
Tom, the pairing of Jackson and Cohen, both when they're 4-5 and 3-4s, they seem to wind up on the court together. Some of that just maybe natural coming off the bench, prominent roles. I'm just wondering, do you like them together in terms of how their skills are different and what they give you? Is that something you've
Jackson and
Cohen together?
as a 4-5 or as a 3?
Either.
Yeah.
But they seem to be
Well,
out
I
there
like
together.
Cohen. Cohen has
Yeah.
been, I mean, I thought Cohen played pretty well tonight. You know, he played well defensively. He puts pressure on you on that break, and so now they got to get back, and that's why we got some layups on that. Cohen's playing very well. And Jax has been, I told you, and everybody that's seen him, he's been my best player, period, all summer, most of the fall, and today he, you know, I think he just, I don't have an answer for it, but he hasn't done that. But I think those two will play together. I think they'll play together as 4 and 5s. I mean, we're going to go small ball some, we'll go big ball some, you know, and that's what we're going to do. We even went small ball in the perimeter, you know, with Jace playing like he does. You're going to see Jason. And, you know, Fears is tough enough and strong enough to guard bigger guys. And you know, whether it's Jaden or whether it's Trey, I think we got 4 real athletic guys there. We can get in and really get our running game going and put more pressure on defensively. Frankie will be better. You know, remember, it's his first game with us too, so he's going to get better.
Tom, Collins was 0 for 10 in 35 and a half minutes. Is that something you game planned for, or just somebody individually did a great job on him?
I think a little both. I mean, we did game plan. I thought he missed a couple of shots, but he didn't get many good looks. Bashir didn't get the greatest looks except on a couple of those fumbled balls, but he made some tough shots. Bashir did, but he's still 7 for 22. You know, it's 30%, I think. So, you know, if we hold, yeah, so if we can hold the 2 best players to that, we're going to win a lot of games. And the thought of scoring 81 points and shooting so poorly from the 3, I think you're right. I think we're doing something. We're getting the ball inside a little more. We're getting some baskets in there. We're throwing those lobs a little bit more. That was encouraging. There were a lot of encouraging things, guys. It's just hard to feel as good when you don't shoot it very good.
Sort of related to that, I wanted to ask, where do you diagnose the problem with the three-point shooting? Is it selection, technique, confidence?
No, I thought Jaden had some poor selection in a couple of those games, or he forced a couple. I didn't think there was. I think we counted 2 bad threes, which is like a miracle. You know, you're going to always have a couple. But, and some were inside-out threes, which we've been working hard to get the ball inside, kicking it out, penetrating. Jeremy did a nice job kicking it out. Poor guy had 8 assists, and he should have had 12. You know, I mean, which is encouraging, though. I mean, somehow, some way, the negative is encouraging. But sooner or later, do you want to shoot it better? Sure, you know, and if that's pressure, welcome to the big time.
Just wondering, in your time here, have you seen a true freshman look as comfortable as Jace did tonight?
You know, I said that on the bench. I said he just knows how to play. You know, it's not like he's more athletic than you think. He's not his dad, but he is more athletic than you think. But he just kind of has a feel. He has a feel for the game. You know, he made that one bad turnover, driving. He should have lobbed it up, and right away he came over and said, I should have lobbed. You know, he gets it. So was a little better defensively. A couple times he broke down, but to think that he hasn't played at this level, and just a couple of years ago he had the knee injury and didn't play his whole year almost, it's really encouraging, and he's such a bright kid and such a good kid. That was a big positive for us, and him and Jeremy and Trey, I think they have some special things. Cohen has joined in. I mean, Cohen did a pretty good job too. So, considering I didn't think we played great, I thought there were a lot of guys that did some good things. And I even think Book, 0 for 4, and I thought he had all great shots from the three.
I wonder if you learned anything more about your team's toughness. You knew that you said they were tough coming in, but getting a close game early in that second half, but then also the way that Monmouth was playing and just fighting and scrapping, it seemed like you guys had an answer for a lot
Well, I
of
think
that.
Jeremy brings that, and that's what I thought he would bring, I think Jeremy brings, I always knew he was tough, there's no question about that. I thought he needed to get in better shape. I think tonight he showed that, yeah, I think when one guy leads and then guys like Jace and Trey really jumped on things. Jaden really got his running game going, and I thought Cohen did. So those guys, Frankie's got some work to do, but I say that, and he gets 9 points and 3 rebounds, gets to the foul line 7 times. That's what he's good at. There'll be a place and time for him too, So what you saw tonight is a lot of what our team is, except that. Trust me when I say this, we are a better shooting team than we shot. And, I can worry about it or not worry about it, but we are better than we shot. Anything else? Yes.
Tom, I'm wondering, like with Shimon, we saw a couple of times you guys are able to throw it into there, and he can score it a couple of different ways. He can put it on the floor and do some things. Just that element, it seems like maybe hasn't been around for a little bit. How can that change you guys?
Yeah, it can change us a lot. I mean, Coop's been better in there. Jackson's the best in there and just had one of those nights. But Shimon is big, too. I mean, he is 7 feet and with a long wingspan and pretty tough kid, So that really helps us the way he is. He's an easy target to feed. He's got pretty good hands. I thought he turned it over a couple times. Problem with him at times, defensively, guarding those ball screens. He did a better job the second half than he did the first half. Coop, on the other hand, is a clinic. He's phenomenal at it. And but I thought Jackson and for the most part, I thought, even Book, I thought he played better defensively. Robinson got 10 rebounds, but 8 of them were defensive. You know, he had 2 offensive rebounding. He's a rebounding machine. Collins is a very good offensive rebounder. He had 2. So I think we did a better job on that. I think, you know, we'll get tougher. I'm not worried about that. I like to shoot it a little better, but I'm really anxious to go watch the film now and see if there was many good shots. Did you guys evaluate it? Was there as many good shots as I thought? You're lying. You don't have a clue.
Shot 27 free throws. Don't do that often.
No, that's why I say there were a lot of positives. It's just 3 for 18. You can't feel positive, you know. Scoring 81 points, going 3 for 18. There's a positive in there somewhere. I just don't want to see it right now, you know. But the assists, the turnovers, it was a step in the right direction. Remember, we were 0-1 last year, so I'm taking this and getting the hell out of Dodge. See you guys on Thursday.